Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this episode of My Hometown. And we are continuing our series with the Salvation Army that I had spoke to you about before. Today, I would please like to introduce for you to meet Cassidy. She is the case manager specialist for the Veterans Department. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I bet you've been very busy through these very cold days lately.
Yes, we have. Doing different programs and different things. It's been kind of crazy.
I bet it has. We'll just start right off the bat. I know that we've had these 1 degree, 5 degree, 7 degree days. Tell us about White Flag, what that means.
So White Flag is a temporary shelter basis from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Anybody who is homeless, literally homeless as we say, we invite them to come here to have a nice place to stay, warm overnight. They get a snack bag, they get a dinner bag, and they get a breakfast bag, as well as hot coffee in the morning when they go to leave.
That's
and then
nice.
If it's cold throughout the day, they do warming stations every other hour.
Yeah.
And they allow them to come back, stay inside where it's warm, and get coffee.
That is really nice because it really is a growing problem in the area, which is why I wanted to continue with this special that we've been running because it's growing and there's so many hurting people. And I know that you all wanted to tell us a little bit today. How does the program work from as they walk in the door? What's the first thing that happens?
First thing that happens is usually an alcohol or a drug test, as well as a COVID test, and then an intake packet. They do, depending on which program they're going into, they either go into the Strive or the GPD program, which is for vets. Sponsored through the VA, which is a grant program. And then if they pass the drug test, and the alcohol test, if we do one, and the COVID test, they get to stay. And they start the process of being entered into the programs and getting their goals set.
Okay, tell me what that looks like. I know it's a little different per each side. The veteran side may have you have a liaison from the VA that you work with also. Tell me a little bit about that side.
So through the VA, if we have someone who comes to Salvation Army who is a veteran, and they haven't had the opportunity to talk to someone at the VA or don't know how to go through the VA, we start that process of getting their military identification and so forth and so on. And then we do some more paperwork that they have to sign to get in contact with the VA to be able to have open communication. And then from there, they start getting like dental, mental health services. If they're in recovery from substance use or alcohol use, they start the process on that with DAA or NAA.
That is wonderful. They do you all work together a lot on that end.
Yes.
And on the other end, you call the Strive. Is that what you call the other side?
Yeah.
So what does that program look like for them when they're doing their goal setting?
It is basically the same thing, just them not being veterans. It's just people who haven't served our country. They come in, they need a place to stay, a place to get back on their feet, to have financial stability, housing stability.
Yes.
And sometimes just a safe harbor.
But we were talking before when every worry in your thought every day is how am I going to eat and where am I going to sleep?
Yep.
You can't really think of how am I going to get a job and how am I going to get a home.
Yeah.
You're just trying to basically survive.
Yeah, and that's why they call it the Strive, because they go from surviving to striving.
That's beautiful.
It's because it's hard when you feel like you're just barely surviving.
Yeah.
And you want to strive and thrive.
Yeah, you can't even
society.
stay warm or have a full belly. I mean, it's really hard to even think of what's next.
Right. Yeah.
So what does that look like when you go through the process? Do they sit down and with counselors? Do they write out goal sheets and have a program that they kind of work through?
So that's where we step in. We step in as case managers. We bring them in every week and we talk to them about their goals, their what we call ISPs, or individualized safety plans.
Yeah.
So we set up like budgeting, how they're going to get a job, how they're going to save money when they get a job. And then from there they start basically making a list and just checking them off as they go.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like have each goals each week at say 1,200 this week and next week 1,800, so forth and so on. That's
fantastic. Well, do you all do things to like help them find jobs? Like
we can. Yeah.
You can. That's wonderful.
We do. They normally go out and apply for the jobs, but then we can give them resources to other places as well, like pamphlets and stuff.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And do you have like computers and everything set up over here?
We do. We have computers. Well, for staff, we don't have computers. They usually have their own computers that they buy over time. Because it's a 3 to 4 month program that they do with goals.
Yeah.
Because it can be a long process to get back on your feet.
Oh, my goodness,
you
yes.
come from just
The street.
spending every bit of your money on trying to find food.
Yeah, I can't even fathom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recently, I was driving through Johnson City at nighttime on my way back home and seen quite a few people asleep on benches, and I thought this problem is really growing. And thank God for the Salvation Army and what they do, because you do as much as you can. We talked before about how many people you feed every single day, and it's just really amazing. But they have talked through her and want to say big thank yous to you, the community. Everything you give, all of your donations, volunteers, the organizations that give donations, they are wanting through her to say big thank yous to you guys today. And I think you have a special letter you wanted to read
Yes.
from a former client.
And we call it the Center of Hope, is what it's called.
I love
because
that. It's beautiful.
We want to give people who feel like they have no hope and a chance to strive and be a successful and beneficial part of community. And they feel like they can't be, but they can.
But they can.
And on the boards in most of our offices, it says I can't is not an option.
I love
So-
that. Yeah, hope. I mean, that's what they need.
Yeah.
They just need that hope. Well, thank you, and please share your beautiful letter written from one of your clients.
Thanks to the Center of Hope, I'm in a warm environment, have a bed to sleep on, have the ability to take a shower, have facilities to use the restroom, and I'm fed 3 times a day. My case manager has helped me start moving forward in life. I have completed my GED class and passed my test. When I came to the Center of Hope, I was homeless and nowhere else to go. The shelter is my home address until I'm able to get back in the community into affordable housing. I'm no longer having to spend every waking moment seeking out food and shelter so I can concentrate on becoming a productive member of society. I have been given the ability to look to the future with hope because of you. Anyone that donates money, time, clothing, blankets, or anything that you have donated can definitely make a difference in someone's life. I'm forever grateful for the Salvation Army and you, so thank you.
That is absolutely beautiful, and I know that they speak for hundreds and hundreds of people that's been helped.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out and talking with us today. We want to get this out there, so please help us, help donate, volunteer, anything that you can give. It's going to help somebody get off the street. Have a wonderful afternoon.